Hello, hello. Those of you who've been following me know I was in the emergency room recently. And I tell you, it was like something out of an episode of MASH. Those of you who are old enough to remember MASH, that sitcom, well, I tell you, I was in the emergency room in a tent. They put me in a tent in the parking lot, in a bed on the parking lot. I'm looking around and I'm thinking, is this for real? And I've been wanting to share it with you, but I just haven't had time to edit the video. But I'm going to share it with you today. And I'm going to also tell you something that visit to the emergency room may have just saved my life. I don't know yet, but I'm going to share the reason I say that in this afternoon's Glow Live. So don't miss that at 3 p.m. Because sometimes, as we've been talking about this past week, things that look like they're the very worst may turn out to be blessings in disguise. But more on that on the live. So right now, let's go ahead and tune in. And I'm going to show you what happened in my MASH visit to the emergency room. Well, folks, I am back going to the emergency room. I can't believe it. I have been at the emergency more in the last couple of months or few months than I have been in the last 10 or 15 years. It's unbelievable. I was on the way to pick up Jay, and all of a sudden, I just started having an excruciating pain over here on the left side of my head. And then what happened was over here, my vision started getting blurry, and then my whole side of my neck started feeling like not numb, but stiff, hard to turn. And I thought, oh my gosh, hope I'm not having a stroke or something. And I'm not a hypochondriac. I know it may seem like I am, being to the emergency room twice in the last, few months. But I'll keep you posted and let you know what's happening. And I was scheduled to have a stress test tomorrow at my doctor. A lot going on, but I got to take care of this first. All right, I'll keep you posted. Well, this is a different experience, that's for sure. I am in the hospital. They have a bed for me. That's a little bit concerning that I need to be in a bed. And the bed is in a tent. Yes, I guess they've had these tents set up outside. I'll show you what it looks like. I'm trying to avoid invading any other patient's privacy, but this is what the tent looks like. This is what my room in the tent looks like. I'm in tent A. They have a couple of different tents, and they have these little, they're kind of plastic curtains on some kind of thing. I guess this is what it was like during COVID. I don't know what that is, oxygen or something coming in, piped in. And there is, a glimpse of a room across the aisleway, or whatever you call it in a tent. I don't know what the hallways are called in tents. Well, I'm going through what I usually go through when I'm in the hospital, and that is trying to get an IV and having blood drawn. I have what's called rolling veins, so it is difficult to do an IV in me and actually hit the vein. So they went to after a couple of attempts, they went to find someone else to try. In the past, the surgeon, or a surgeon, has had to be called in rather. They've had to insert the IV in my neck, and one of the major, I guess it's an artery, and that is no fun. So hopefully that won't have to happen this time, but we'll see. Well, this is what they've brought in. It's some kind of ultrasound machine that detects where your veins are. So they're going to use that to try and find my veins and get my blood. We'll see how that works. Well, I'm a little worse for the wear, but they were able to use the sonogram machine, and they were able to find a place to insert the IV. Actually, what happened is he explained to me what the machine does is they put gel over it and they do the sonogram, and it finds your veins and your arteries. Then when they push down, apparently the arteries pulsate and the vein goes down, and you notice it when it goes down, and that's how they distinguish between the arteries and the veins. Anyhow, they found a vein, got an IV in, got the blood work. Whew, that's a lot just to get a couple tiny little bottles of blood. All right, I will keep you posted on the next thing going on here. I think they're going to do a CAT scan, they said, to see if there's a blockage along here, which is interesting because that's one of the tests that my cardiologist was going to do, but we're going to do it later. But all right, I'll keep you posted. Oh my goodness, it is cold in here. I had to put on my coat. Like I told you, I'm in a tent and there's areas, I don't know if you can see up here. Let's see, can you see that? Where there's openings and cold air is seeping in. It is really cold in here. I'm gonna have to put on my hood too. Oh goodness. All right, I'll talk to you later. This was the tube I had to go into for the CAT scan.
You do a CAT scan on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully there's nothing wrong and there's nothing that we'll see. Well, they didn't find the problem that they thought they would find, but they did find something else. But I'm going to share with you on the live today why I say that sometimes things that seem to be the worst actually could be blessings in disguise. Because what they found and the fact that they found it now could maybe even save my life. But tune in today at 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern, and we're going to discuss why sometimes blessings come disguised as disasters. All right, I'll see you later. May your journeys be filled with joy and blessings.